Last week was full of ups and downs. Let's go ahead and recap it and see where we ended up and then kick off another week. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Jason, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every day. We're on a new week here of Winning Bets. Thank you guys for kicking off a Monday morning with me here. How did your weekend go? Hopefully you guys had a fantastic weekend. It was a nice weekend here in Chicago. Boy, great weather both Saturday and Sunday. We hit the parks both of those days. Had ourselves a fantastic weekend. And again, I hope you guys did as well. Great sports action all over the weekend. Obviously, the Masters was in play this weekend. Baseballs obviously was in full swing and their first weekend of action. So it's just good to have some sports back. And then let's go ahead and talk about it, though, kind of see where our week fell. And then, again, we got some more bets to give you guys on today's show. You can see there in the recap, we had 45 wins and 52 losses last week. And we were down on the week, unfortunately, down 1.08 units. So that ends our 6-week run of having profit in each of those 6 weeks. Could not go ahead and reproduce that last week, unfortunately. But on the bright side is we also did not lose a lot of money, right? We only really lost 1 unit. So we kept our losses minimal. Now on the year to date, still a lot of wins and a lot of losses and still doing very, very well at plus 57.11 units. Let's talk about some of those good wins and talk about some of those tough losses of last week. If you're going to talk about good wins, you've got to talk about Connor McDavid. We continue to stay on fire with Connor McDavid. We have not suffered a loss yet with that guy. Our closest sweat, we went 3-0 last week with Connor David, and the biggest sweat was obviously Saturday. And hopefully you guys made that play. Talked about it on Friday's show. We were going to play it. We got the line. We got it at minus 125, so we got good value right there. He had 0 shots on goal going into the third period, and then yet he ended the game with 5. So dramatic win right there with Connor McDavid. Can't wait for him to play again, so we can continue to stay hot on Connor McDavid. We also did good with Manchester City last week in that Champions League game right there against Atletico Madrid. We cashed their clean sheet against Atletico Madrid. We also cashed their over on their corners, and then we also cashed Atletico to have most fouls, so we were really dialed in on that match and had us a good one right there. We also had Villa and Tottenham over 2.5 goals. Good work right there. Tottenham found 4 goals and easily cashing over 2.5. How about MLB player props? Boy, were we on fire with MLB player props to start the season so far, going 6-1. We got wins with Arenado, Darvish, Votto, Blackman, Keller and Cruz right there. Keller should be a name that should obviously stand out to you guys. We faded him all last season and went right back to him on his first start. Arenado and Blackman were dramatic cashes, getting base hits in their last at-bats. Arenado with the home run, Blackman with a double to get over their total bases. So dramatic cashes right there. One loss in the MLB player props was Yu Darvish. He did not get over 4.5 hits allowed. He threw a no-hitter. So nice outing right there by Yu Darvish. Also in baseball, we hit some team totals over the weekend. Cardinals going against the Pirates. That was a relatively easy win. And then what about those White Sox against left-handed pitching? Easy cash right there on Sunday's action there against that left-hander. And then MLB Dogs. We'll talk about that in a more detailed breakdown here in a second. But overall, the MLB Dogs were profitable 4 days after the MLB season. Some of those tough losses of last week, Crystal Palace and Arsenal under 2.5. Still can't understand what those defenders were doing. There were 3 Arsenal defenders. No need to go ahead and concede a penalty and lose that bet. So a tough one right there. Liverpool on that clean sheet. Kanate just let that ball go right through his legs. Brutal right there to go ahead and lose that clean sheet. A 0-3 day on Wednesday. All 3 losses in soccer. And that put that in there to obviously highlight Wednesday, right? We did go 0-3. But also, soccer was probably one of the roughest weeks we've had in soccer in quite some time. For whatever reason, other than really the Manchester City versus Atletico game and then maybe picking up, obviously wins here or there, had a really rough Wednesday, obviously going 0-3. Thursday was rough going 0-2 in the Europa League, stumbled on the weekend, just couldn't. And we could sit here and say they were tough losses, and I think they were tough losses, and I think a couple of them were some brutal bad beats, but that's part of sports betting, so hopefully soccer can be a little bit more kind to us this week. We went 1-1 in NASCAR there at Martinsville on Saturday night. We got Harvick over Reddick, so nice cash right there. And then NBA teasers, we ended our NBA season by going 0-2, unfortunately, with losing both teasers on Tuesday. So down on the week, unfortunately, but still sitting pretty on the year at plus 57.11 units. And this is the week we're going to go ahead and bounce back. I still can't believe Connor McDavid. Whew, boy, what a gem we stumbled on right there. That is really remarkable. I want to go ahead and let's get you guys caught up to speed on 2 things here with free bets. One, our free bet giveaway over the weekend was unfortunately put on that Burnley draw no bet. I thought Burnley would at least draw that game, and okay, if they draw, then I was willing to make another bet on Sunday for the free bet giveaway, but man, Burnley lost to Norwich. I hope that doesn't send them down to the championship. Man, that was a tough loss right there. And then the other thing I want to announce here about free bets is I announced it about 2 weeks ago on Twitter, but I haven't really told you guys here on the YouTube audience, is we've been accumulating free bets, right? You guys accumulate free bets. I've just gone on a run here of using my free bets on Super Bowl winners. I probably have like 10 different teams now where I've got Super Bowl winners. So if you haven't been seeing me on Twitter put out free bets in a while, that's what I've been doing, is I've been using my free bets on Super Bowl winners, and I'm just stacking them up. I say I'm going to own all 32 teams, but probably don't really want the Jaguars or some of those other bad teams. But my goal is to get as many as I can and have, several $100s maybe on each team. So that's how I've been using my free bets here lately. So just want to let you guys know. All right, let's go ahead and jump through the MLB Underdogs that we're going to go ahead and back today. We've got the Guardians, Pirates, Orioles, Rockies, Tigers, Athletics, Mets, Blue Jays, Mariners, Marlins, Padres, and Nationals will all be our MLB underdogs that we're backing today. And again, our prices may vary, right? It's all about when you decide to go ahead and pull the trigger. So, all right, let's go ahead now and do a really full deep dive here of those MLB dogs after the first 4 days of the MLB season. So here's the spreadsheet right here. You can simply see those are the dates across the top, and you can see on that given date who was an underdog and did they win their game or did they lose their game. You can see we started off on fire on opening day on April 7th, going 5-2 and putting over 5 units in your pocket. Then really stumbled on Friday and Saturday with those dogs. Boy, they just went really bad. I mean, 3-9 and 5-10, losing 8 units. But boy, did we have a fantastic Sunday, going 8-7 on those MLB dogs, but putting over 5 units in our pocket. And overall, we're 21-28 and plus 1.54 units so far this season, backing those MLB dogs. And again, your unit count may be a touch different than mine. Shouldn't be a lot different, but I would expect it to certainly be different because we're all buying these underdogs at the same time. But our records should certainly be the same, even though our profit may vary a little bit. But all right, so there it is. 4 days in, we've turned a profit, how little as it is, but we have turned a profit. And obviously, we're going to keep backing those MLB underdogs, and hopefully we've got some bark in those dogs today. All right, quite a weird day in sports. There's no NBA, and if there was NBA, I wouldn't be touching it anyway. There's only one NHL game. There's no afternoon tennis. I thought maybe we could get in a tennis bet, but they're in Monaco right now on the clay season, and all the games are kind of going on right now. There's nothing in the afternoon, so no tennis bets. There's only 2 soccer games, and neither one of those interests me. There's one in Serie A, and there's one in La Liga. Yeah, neither one of them interests me at all. So all I've got is baseball bets. I say I wasn't going to give out any baseball bets on this show, rather give them out on payoff pitch, but I have to give out at least one bet on this show. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do Mariners F5 team total over 2.5 runs at plus 130 over at DraftKings. And instead of showing my bet slip like I always do, instead I'm showing the free giveaway bet. That's what I went ahead and put the $50 on. So Mariners F5 team total over 2.5 runs at plus 130. Look, Dylan Bundy's on the mound there for the Minnesota Twins, and that's about all I need to see to go ahead and make this bet. Obviously, we're early in the season. There's not a ton of data. You guys know if this is, let's say, a month from now, I would be spewing out data on how the Mariners hit right-handed pitching, what Dylan Bundy's stats are, all the information. We obviously don't have that really 4 games in. So I'm really just going to a scenario that worked last season, which was fade Dylan Bundy. He cashed damn near every bet we made for us last season. I remember except the one that he made in Yankee Stadium. You guys remember that, where he threw up on the mound and they ended up pulling him early due to heat exhaustion? It's not going to be hot today in Minnesota. He should pitch a fair amount in this game, and I think the Mariners absolutely get to him. Dylan Bundy last season, you guys recall, 6.06 ERA, a 1.36 whip, and a 253 opponent's batting average. But he's given up 20 home runs in 90 innings pitched last season. Boy, if he walks a guy and then Mitch Haniger or somebody, J.P. Crawford, gets on to one, easily can go ahead and hit Dylan Bundy, go out. So, and the Mariners faced Dylan Bundy 3 times last season because he was a member of the Angels. So there's some familiarity with this Mariners team going up against Dylan Bundy. So going back to last season's winner, which was fading Dylan Bundy, I'll go and do Mariners F5 team total over 2.5 runs at plus 130. All right, that'll be it all on today's show. Make sure you guys join me on the payoff pitch here at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Look, there's been 4 MLB days completed, and we've been profitable in all 4 MLB days so far, putting money in your pocket each and every single day this MLB season. So I expect to see you guys over on the payoff pitch, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. See you guys then. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.